I knew God would eventually reveal our rapture date, and I believe I received that confirmation this past week, and again yesterday. It is the Feast of Trumpets, but which one? Both potential dates are directly connected to me. I've had the date all along. It took 30 years to awaken to my role and receive it, but it was given to me when it was meant to be. Most will listen for a few minutes, mock with a comment, and go troll someone else. You're fulfilling prophecy, where you are in your journey, and I don't care what you think. I have a few things to share before getting to the date. Skip ahead, again, don't care. I'm here to warn and prepare. There's much in between with arriving at this date. This will be the most important 20 to 30 minutes of your life. This past week, I tried reading the Bible and became physically sick. I couldn't get past Genesis chapter 5 and the generations from Adam. My head is already filled with patterns, numbers, events, visions, and messages. God was telling me to get back in my lane. That He has already chosen His messengers to decode many pieces to His puzzle, and the Bible is not my piece. Don't twist my words. I'm not telling anyone to not read the Bible. I'm saying I'm part of a select group that has been chosen to put the rapture puzzle together, and my lane is the spiritual piece. There is a select group of us that started appearing in the late 60s. Research Nancy and Tope, and how she started seeing children born with blue auras, unique abilities, and popularized the name Indigo Children. We are called Indigo Blue Rays. There are more waves, each with a purpose, which I will share in my final video. When Adam and Eve ate the forbidden fruit, the power of knowledge was consumed and passed down through DNA. The knowledge remained dormant and began being activated as the blue rays became adults. Each started decoding a piece to the rapture puzzle, which we are all coming together now, as the rapture is near. This video is for every member on my light team that has said some terrible things, every mocker, every self-riding righteous Christian, everyone that thinks they know it all. Get out of my lane, and allow me to present my piece, and very shortly, connect the final piece to complete our journey. Someone has to be the last piece, and that's me. The majority of you are asleep. Some of us did not need religion, Bible, or church to find God and Jesus. I have awakened before you, as there is a great awakening coming. God sends servants before acting. I have been chosen to help the sheep and goats through this final stage of learning. Negative comments are doing nothing more than fulfilling prophecy and revealing where you are in your journey of learning. I'm here to prepare and warn that this is it, time is up. I will answer every question of why. Why do we die at different ages? Why do kids get cancer? Why do some struggle more than others? Why do we sleep? Why do we suffer? How come God only answers some prayers? Why does a loving God allow a child to be abused? Why does Jesus say to some, I never knew you? Don't judge another without judging yourselves. Who the wicked are, name the two witnesses, decode one of Samson's riddles, connect music to the rapture scroll, provide the spiritual meaning to some scripture, the purpose with COVID and the vaccine, help with receiving the Holy Spirit within, who the 144,000 are, what are the awakening symptoms, and so much more. This is my piece. The spiritual truths. Clearing up some negative comments before moving forward, and will not respond further. Many read without seeing, or listen without hearing. I've said history is not only repeating, but reversing. Humanity is ending, and not moving forward. We are living many events simultaneously, as we go back to where it began, in the garden. I've been called a false teacher or prophet, when I haven't revealed my piece yet. A team member told me I was going to hell, stating the Heavenly Queen Mother is not biblical, when she is. I revealed the Heavenly Queen Mother has the Holy Spirit of every righteous biblical woman within. In reverse, some titles include, the actual bride, the mirror to Jesus, the Holy Grail, the woman with child, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, Queen Esther, Ruth, Mother Eve, Lilith, and Sophia. I have shared some things, and provided facts, but have not concluded the puzzle, as it is not yet my appointed time to fulfill my role. I've been told that what I share is not sound doctrine. God is concluding His story, and using me to reveal what He wrote, but you all missed this. I said that I will reveal the second side of the scroll in God's hand, which has not been written. That scroll is the title deed to this earth. You know side 1, it's the biblical truths. Side 2 is the spiritual truths. When Adam sinned, Adam lost all power and authority to rule this earth as king. God temporarily gave that title deed scroll to the Antichrist. The one with all of the rules on both sides that we need to exit this earth. The Antichrist doesn't want you to know the spiritual truths, but God did not leave us without a second option. He planted this within, and you have to find it. The Antichrist is unaware that God provided a second option. You self-righteous that think you're saved are in for a rude awakening when I knock you off that horse pedestal you put yourself on. I've been told that I sound like a sweet lady that's been abused, but that I need to repent. This learning is ending. Someone with something has to help the story end. Jesus was physically abused by the Nephilim. I'm the mirror to Jesus, abused, with the rest of the Nephilim tactics. Emotionally, mentally, psychologically, sexually, financially, and situationally. I was scorned by 2 wicked Nephilim. This abuse was part of forging me into my role. Our story will end with Mother Eve tricking the serpent dragon, as he is expecting Jesus. Someone has to help remove the Antichrist from the heavens, for the story to continue, with the Antichrist ruling on earth. I've been scolded by a Christian YouTuber for saying crap, and asked how God would respond to that. All I could say was, how many times did God use the word whore in the Bible? I use a chessboard in a video, and show pictures of the devil, so I'm demonic. I'm connected to Lilith with the apple in I Pet Goat. There are 2 battles taking place. A physical war in this world, led by the evil males. Trump is the top human king chess piece working for the Antichrist. There is a spiritual battle unfolding at the same time, with a human top female queen chess piece, working for God and Jesus. Trump and I will metaphorically face off. I'm quietly on the board, waiting like the serpent to make my move for the righteous. My name Blue Apples has been mocked. This is not random. The Rapture scroll ends with blue apples. I decoded Joshua's numbers, and explained how 1 Thessalonians 14:15 are spiritual awakening events that must take place before the 2-part process, with verses 16 take place with the dead rising first, then 17 with those that remain alive to transition. Told these are excuses. There's still decoding left with the September 15th, 2032 date. However, I believe these are 2 separate events, which I may have partially solved. All characters in the Bible, including Revelation, at some point, the characters were alive, or are coming to life now. You are the ones that are sleeping. I've awakened to my role, and have brought the woman with child to life, to fulfill a prophecy. The world is a stage. A bubble matrix. It's not real. We are in Earth School. The sheep are awakening to go home, and the Nephilim are awakening to start school in September. It is no coincidence that my sons are being held by the Nephilim donor, trying to indoctrinate them during Satan's little season. I know this is Zeph 1 verse 7. My children were taught right from wrong. They are enjoying wrong from right. God is going to wake them up, during the upcoming spiritual awakening. God is calling the last of the flock back to him. Make a choice, this earth with Satan, or home with God. A name being removed from a building, the real swamp is located at the White House, the ballroom construction has been blocked. The modern human with the spirit of Nebuchadnezzar within, is taking down Babylon as written. Fox News is a smaller version of the wolf. The devil is doing everything to convince and distract you. False polls, constantly telling you he's the greatest president. I'm told I'm not real. I'm a bot. Do you understand that I'm helping free the restrainer? If the world knew I existed, no one would complete this training honestly. Many will love me, while others will want to kill me, knowing I'm helping to activate Fresh Week for the awakening baby Nephilim wolves. 7 years of unbearable hell. I'm being hidden and protected until my appointed time. A great awakening event isn't real. Isaiah 9 verse 2. The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. That they dwell in the land of darkness, upon them hath the light shined. This is a global great spiritual awakening event. I don't know if the August 12th total solar eclipse is that event that kickstarts the Great Awakening, but as other watchers in that lane have shared, this is a huge prophetic sign. The majority of you couldn't walk the steps of Jesus, or myself, to fulfill these roles. But your time is coming. The sheep have been finishing up the last of their trials and tribulations since COVID. Go learn about pregnant Mary Magdalene fleeing to Rennes-le-Château, France, and the 4 parchment mystery writings found in the basement while renovating in 1885. The treasures left by the Knights Templars. The phenomena that occurs every year on January 17th with blue orbs dancing on the walls of the church. Go watch the movie New World Order with Lauren Fox, listen for the nines. The scroll is right there with one small mistake, but it's there. Listen for the trail from the Mary Magdalene Church back to Enoch. Go read the book The Holy Blood, the Holy Grail. The Rapture scroll is right there within the first few pages. The history in this book is not my piece, however, I took what I needed and applied it to connecting my dots. Mary Magdalene Church, New Order movie, book Holy Blood, Holy Grail. I can't make the scroll appear in these 3 major places, let alone to seek this information out, without God programming this into my DNA. The scroll has been in plain sight for years, waiting for God's chosen one to be activated with traumatizing events in my life that started the awakening process to eventually bring the woman with child character to life. Markers in my DNA were triggered at specific times to start the activation of becoming me. Go watch the movie The Da Vinci Code. The plot of the movie is a living descendant of the sacred bloodline protected by the Priory of Sion, named Sophie. No coincidence, the feminine divinity named Sophia. The priest that renovated the Mary Magdalene Church, Berenger Saunier, Knights Templars treasures, etc. all mentioned in the movie. Go learn about these rune stones that were found in, get this, are you listening? Spirit Pond. What the decoding reveals about where the Holy Grail will be found. The longest unsolved mystery, and I decoded it, but feel free to do so. The Holy Grail Rapture scroll was left in the Mary Magdalene Church, whom taught the spiritual gospel. You don't say. And the parchments were wrapped in linen bearing the Knights Templar symbols. But we were taught the Knights Templars had the Holy Grail, the cup of Jesus. That cup was a decoy, but it was also used to show how man is incapable of peace. Kings and popes slaughtered humanity in the name of God to obtain power, control, selfishness, greed, dominating male entitlement, egotistical, put up borders, collect taxes, and abuse the people. The same system we are still slaves to. Your freedom is an illusion. Simple basic math and reading figuring this one out. Revelation speaks of 4 women. A purple one, a scarlet one, Mother Israel, and the mother to all the Lamb's wife. I broke this down in the previous video. Revelation 12 describes 2 of those women. You missed it. Verse 1-5 is speaking of the Lamb's wife giving birth to her male child aka righteous children, and verse 6 onward is speaking of Mother Israel with her children, those left behind that flee to the wilderness. Number 9. Dreams, visions, messages, many events in my life, movies, books, a mystery writing, scorned by 2 Nephilim wolves, and Sundays, have awakened me to bring the woman with child to life. Feel free to put 30 years together, because I'm sick of this world and wanting to get out. Do you think it's easy having the weight of the world on my shoulders? God prepared a warrior, and no one will stop me from wanting to help stop the evil in this world, and watch God bring his wrath upon the evil ones that need to learn. I'm well armored, and have connected my clues. We were never told that no one would ever know the time or hour. We were told only Father knows. Well, if the Father knows, then the Father told Jesus to start sending out invitations. We were told the young would receive dreams, and the old would receive visions. People share this, yet even Christians will deny when we share. We were told to be aware of false prophets, not to go out and troll on social media, to call out false prophets. There is a huge wolf in sheep's clothing that has been doing this. The Day and Hour is a 2-part, biblical and spiritual lock and key system. I didn't do this alone. As the biblical team were putting their clues together, I was receiving the spiritual clues for all of us to come together. My final video, I will show how I received these 3 numbers. 9, and 1 5 or 15. Feast of Trumpets this year is September 11th to 12th, or is it? I know our day is directly linked to me. My best friend that passed, his birthday was September 12th. I was thinking, this could be it, but still not sure. Why? Was I given those three numbers? 9, 15. Did I have the rapture date all along, and had to wait for God to confirm this? I knew the rapture day would not be revealed until we were super close. It wasn't until Sunday, August 9th, that it clicked with me. God had 5 specific people, all born in September, to cross my path throughout 30 years, with each one giving me clues for when I awakened to my role and purpose. Starting the patterns with the number 9, confirming, teaching, revealing, and 1 for the rapture date. God chose Mike from Repo Man 64 to piece together an amazing timeline with every date in the Bible. There's not enough time in a day to watch every Watcher's channel, but 3 days ago, I decided to watch Mike's video for that day. Mike has the Feast of Trumpets, occurring on September 15th to 16th, lining this up with Jesus' birthday. This date is also directly linked to me. The wicked baby Nephilim wolf's birthday is September 16th, turning 51, 15 in reverse. The Nephilim wolf will be birthed into the New World Order system. The very same wolf that awakened to help forge me into my role and finish Earth School will start Fresh Week 7 years of initiation hell on his birthday. Feast of Trumpets is a 2-day event. One side of the earth it will be the 15th, and the other it will be the 16th. I have more confirmations for this date, rather, the September 11th, 12 date. September 15th to 16th was Joshua's September 15th, 2032 date decoded incorrectly. September 15th being one clue, and 2032 being another. I was given 9, 15, by the end of 2021, not knowing what they meant. Mike revealed September 15th and 16th as being the only possible day for the Feast of Trumpets to occur. The wolf's birthday is September 16th. School begins in September where I'm located. As the sheep awaken to finish school, the wolves are awakening to begin. The wolf and his harlot prostitute started sinning in September 3 years ago. It's been 30 months that all worldly possessions were taken from me by these two. Yesterday was Sunday the 9th, and a Sunday is when the sins were revealed to me was on the 3rd. I thought God would start the punishment on a Sunday. That clue was never about that at all, it was that God would confirm on a Sunday that fell on the 9th. God is working with the pattern of 3s with me as well. It took 3 major awakenings to fully receive all of the knowledge to decode the Rapture scroll. God started screaming at us last year, with Charlie Kirk, in September. God used Charlie to bring many to God, before acting. Were Charlie's views really godlike? Or was God showing us the corrupt government, as Charlie endorsed the Nephilim system? Both wings are attached to the same system. Charlie's death was part of returning to God, but the spectacle was helping setting up the stage for the Antichrist system coming. Fireworks, glitter, gold, blonde hair, blue-eyed snake hypnotizing you. The devil is using everything to keep the wolves and goats behind. Never awakening to the truth. This is a guess. If we are to experience the 3 days of darkness, they could occur between the 2 Feast of Trumpet dates. From September 11th to 12th, to September 15th to 16th. 3 days in the birth canal, like Jesus was in the tomb. When the darkness clears, all will be birthed into 2 very different worlds. The sheep will be birthed into the new earth with God. The wolves and the goats will remain on this earth, with a new world order beast system. The August 12th event could silently start activating the wolves to carry out their final betrayals on August 15th, when Judas betrayed Jesus. Those that have awakened first will be bringing Matthew 16 verse 18 to life. Whenever the final global spiritual alarm clock is rung, we will be Peter the Rock, helping the sheep with their final awakening lessons. Jesus tells Simon, "And I tell that you, Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it." We will have faith over fear, while other have fear over faith. Stay out of my lane. The mother is about to become the most powerful player on this team. My team should be sharing me. Share me now, share me later, it don't matter. God is about to get everyone's attention, to hear his final words through me. God references the tribulation to a woman giving birth. Never again will man, or its institutions, take a child away from a mother. Those left behind will feel the physical pain Jesus endured, and all of the emotional torture the Queen Mother went through. The system that protected the abusers will soon abuse the abusers. The Nephilim babies will be tortured by the narcissistic, psychopathic, controlling, selfish, greedy, egotistical, lying, manipulating, blame-shifting, gaslighting, psychological warfare, unemotional, unconscious, immoral, master of hell himself. The Antichrist. Fresh week will be 7 years of hell. By the way, the Dean had the honor list of names in his book of life way before you were born. God's next army of queen goddesses and king gods are about to receive their crowns. The graduating class of 2026 have almost finished their warrior training. The serpent wasn't lying, it was part of the training. The deception was needed to successfully complete God's brutal program in this earth school. I have much more to share. Unless I receive more from God, this is it. I wait for God to give me my sign that my appointed time has arrived. God provided that sign to me 30 months ago. Final recap. As of August 9th, the cluster of confirmations directly connected to the actual bride of Christ, hiding within the bride church, are pointing to September 15th to 16th Feast of Trumpets as being our Rapture Day. This is no coincidence that I'm revealing this before the August 12th solar event and the 15th, when Judas betrayed Jesus. There's the second set of numbers, the 15th. The awakening baby Nephilim wolves are going to have their masks completely pulled off, revealing with betrayals. The final separation with the sheep from the wolves and goats. I'm here to help with the awakening process. Reveal the Rapture scroll. Reveal the answer to every question of why. Help weaken the Antichrist, so Michael can finally defeat him, throwing that spirit down to enter that chosen human. Grab that title earth deed as we're running across that spiritual bridge to ascend to Jesus. Help with those that remain alive transition in a twinkling of an eye. Give that earth title deed back to its rightful owner. Jesus has the power and authority, the king to rule earth. Jesus will then break the 7-sealed scroll, igniting God's wrath. Get out of my lane. No one will stop prophecy, and those God has chosen, from fulfilling roles. God forged a woman warrior, one that has walked through hell, not afraid to rise up, help end this dominating male world, and watch the wicked be punished. You egotistical males can't handle what I was chosen to do. How you treat one of your own matters. All of us are given 7,000 years to learn this. The deception is this: there is always a beginning and end. Not all graduate at the same time. God isn't stupid. God did not leave this rapture scroll in the Bible for the naughty children to find and hitch a ride on the first flight without completing your warrior program. Artificial intelligence can't solve this. God was not going to put my peace in the hands of a greedy person. My entire life is the scroll. I'm also a chosen one. For the light team. I'm not on the world stage making a spectacle of myself. God is allowing evil to be shown before I validate, and he punishes. There are 4 parchments from Enoch. This is the one I decoded. Think about it. Enoch walked with God, and I decoded the rapture scroll when the 6,000 years was ending. This is all God's design. Now, I wait for my sign to surface. If I receive my sign, with no time to upload, I will announce this on my Facebook page. Indigo Blue Apples.